Yeah, man. What I
That's
was
hot
saying,
shit
man.
right there,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
So what we gonna do? We gonna
We want you to be an activist. And don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley.
Didn't want to deal with them instead of getting to the root cause and talking with them and counseling, and they just put them on drugs, and
Hugs.
I fought that shit, bro. I fought it like they
A
tried
lot
to
of those
lock me
kids, a lot
away
of those
and
kids really just
everything.
need hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Love and attention, yeah.
And
And
that
that's something that I try to do with my kids, but I feel like because of what I fought to give them, and the life that they have, I've also hindered them in a way, because
Hmm.
my kids, I'm going away from the house 6 days a week, bro. My kids don't, and both of them have cell
Mm.
phones. They don't even pick up the phone and call and say, "Hey, daddy, how's your day?" Like it's always, if they do call, "Oh, I need this for school. Oh, I need that." You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like it's kind of a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? And I think I got fixated on trying to provide better for them to where, in a sense, now, I ain't gonna say in a sense, it is. It's now I'm having to break down this entitlement attitude.
Well, you know
You
what?
know what I'm saying?
Look, you know what I say? Because I mean, me and Patrick talk practically every day, and I mean, a lot of that stuff is going to start with you. If you just all out of the blue just call them, they're like, "Wait a minute, Daddy's calling," and then they're gonna probably get excited as hell, like, "Well, my dad's calling," and So I mean, a lot of those things we have to initiate. We have to show them that this is how we do things. Like, when I was a kid, like my dad actually made the comment, "Oh, the only time you call me is if you want something," and I felt bad about it then. But I'm just like, okay, well, nobody ever really taught me as a kid how to interact with people. Like I
How to
kind of
reach out, right?
figure that out on my own. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to set the examples, and if like you want to hear from them, you call them, and like, hey, baby, what's up? Yeah, I just wanted to hear your voice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And those things will turn into, them like, Dad, I was just calling to check on you. What city you in? And that's what my son pretty much like does. If I hadn't called him, he calls me, and it's just like we have that, you know, conversation. We can talk about whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I would definitely give that a shot. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that you would rather see that, you know, we got to initiate it as the parents because
yeah,
they don't know that they could just pick up the phone and call dad until they realize, Dad, you know what? Yeah, I could use this phone that dad bought me to call him. You know what I'm saying? They a lot of
yeah,
times they look at it as being a phone that they use to play games on and look up stupid shit on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's true, bro. It's crazy. Like, it's like I was telling my wife. My 15-year-old, I think she's 15, turning 16. Like she stays with us. Her and her mom were bumping heads and stuff, so she stays with us. And I took them out during my wife's birthday. I brought all the kids with us. I got them their own little room and stuff, and they were right next to us. And my niece and her brother was like, "Uncle Daryl, do y'all always stay at places like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, we haven't always been like that, but yeah, we go. We hang. This is where we usually stay at and stuff like that. And just they were just so appreciative and grateful. It's like my little niece, bro. Like if she come home from school at 3 o'clock and I'm there and we go grab some lunch, like she's grateful. my my two, my son, he's not as picky as my daughter, but my daughter, on the other hand, no, she just be frowned up, and I'm like, boy,
So you got a
like boy,
teenager. You
I
got to
gotta
deal.
get I gotta get your mama out of you, but I got my 16-year-old niece there. that is just grateful, bro. Like, I understand her and her mom had issues and stuff like that, but it's like she at the house with us. It's like we sit down, we have conversations about stuff. You know, me and my daughter have conversations about stuff when she's, when her world is not crashing down from school. You know, but
Wait, let me
you
get
know,
Pat in the conversation. Pat, so what do you think about the gender roles and like the men being forced to be, providers? And do you think that how much of an impact does that have on you? You know what I'm saying? And one of the other things I was talking about was how the moms in a lot of cases are the ones who reinforce these gender roles, especially for the boys. You have to do this, you have to do this because you're a man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
I guess I mean because my opinion on that is that we do have certain things that we should be more responsible for because when it comes down to it now if especially with me being out on the road. I mean, would I be, say like, put her in the opposite position and have her out on the road doing, you know, taking the chances that I take, or like the main goal is to, to bring something together for the family, and being that I am a man, I feel that there's certain stresses in the world that I wouldn't want my woman to have to deal with, and I'm sitting because like I'm not gonna be comfortable feeling like, well, damn, I done sent her out here into this dangerous,
yeah,
wilderness.
but what would be wrong with it if the roles were
Why?
reversed?
but I think that comes down to ethnicity, bro, and culture,
Hmm.
because I
Yeah.
know I know several, white couples that, their husbands work in town. He, works in town, and the woman drives the truck over the road.
Mm.
And then I start like, growing up in a foster home with a white foster dad and just seeing the way that they do things. It's just like I think it's a cultural thing with us, bro. Like we're taught this from a young age that, you go out here, you do this, you do that. Whereas and I'm not trying to sound racist, but in white homes, a lot of times the roles are reversed. You have the woman that does majority of the DIY projects in the house, that has the more, manly style of a job. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
Yeah,
I just think that's a more, for me, just thinking about it, like I think it's a more cultural type of the, deal. Like
well, I don't know. I think from personally, like
because we've
of
always
course,
had to be
I've been
protectors as men, right? Just
well, yeah. I mean, and yeah, it could be very well just the way I was raised, and the gender roles that's always been there. Like for the majority of my family, the women did not work. They took care of the
Mm.
house. They, whatever. They were the fucking boss. They made, what I'm saying, and the my uncles and like my dad and all, like they go out, they work, and they pretty much, they ran the house, like whatever, like the women ran the house. So it's kind of like, you know, I think that's kind of the spirit in which, because I mean, for myself, like, you know, I think I had to do a lot of the organizing and and making the money because of our dynamic, um, because that was somewhat expected from my my spouse at the time, was that look, she shouldn't
But
have to worry about all these
but
other things,
but she was probably given that through her, those gender roles that was, you know,
Of
instilled
course,
in
I mean
her.
we're all trained. No matter how you look at it, we're all trained.
Yeah. So, but what would be wrong with the woman being the
Well,
protector and
because
the provider?
well, I mean, if you
I don't
want a
think
big if
that's
you want a
necessarily.
big woman, if you want a big woman that can protect you, then you go ahead. I like cute, petite, you know, little women that they probably not gonna be. I mean, they could. They I'm sure they'll get in there and throw some bowls with me, But as far as like that be their job is to protect me.
But my point is
No,
but
that
I
like I
think
think we get lost in the culture of it, the whole thing, because like
But
look,
I think a man, I think
no.
honestly, bro, like I feel like
It's our job.
honestly, I feel like a man
but
or I feel like a boy needs a male figure, a good male
I
figure
agree
in
with
his
that.
life. And the reason I say that is because, it's a known fact. Women
I
speak differently than men. Women
I agree
speak
with
in a
that.
roundabout way, whereas a young boy needs direct and
But that's
stern.
balance, because the woman, the girl, the daughter needs the male
The
figure
mother,
too. She
Well,
yeah,
needs
look,
the male figure
I'm
too.
look.
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna use Kevin Samuel's quote. Pressure is for the shoulders, not the hips. So you don't put all the pressure on a woman like that. It's not that she can't. You know what I'm saying? Because in a lot
I
of cases, especially in a single situation, single homes, I mean, they do everything that they can until they ready to just
My
give up.
argument is that
But
the different household dynamics can work however they work. If the
well,
male
and they
is
do. I look honestly like one of Alero's neighbors, like pretty much like the wife. She cuts the grass. She's the one running to the range and practicing how to shoot. Like she's like, I mean, it is kind of like a dynamic like that. But you know, am will I feel comfortable in that? No, I just won't. I mean that's me. Now for others, I mean, and that doesn't. I'm not saying that they weak, but at the same time, the way I was raised, I mean, that's the way it is. My aunties now they'll pop a cap in your ass like like they country girls. So they go out. My grandfather taught them how to shoot, how to they hunt, how to do all kind of stuff. Protect themselves. But at the same time, she's not the one that's gonna go out into the world and deal with everybody because she is the more important to protect.
well, my argument is the fluidity of the gender roles and how like the society makes it rigid and makes it, you have to fit these boxes. You know what I'm saying? To simplify things so that for their comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because people don't feel comfortable with relationships that don't fit traditional, whatever the hell you want to call traditional. And then they get it from they
yeah,
like a lot of it is like they come from nature, right? They're like, oh, the nature, the man, the beast, the lion of the jungle. But that's not even right either. It's a rapper. He said every in the wild, every female is a hunter, and that's true. And it's like, with the even with the lions, a lot of times it's the females who do all the hunting and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're the
Hey,
ones that's really the most ferocious. They're the ones who scare the shit out of everybody in the jungle. It's the girls, the female
can I say
lions.
something real quick?
yeah.
Hey, but no, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, really, I'm gonna tell you. Like, as far as I think a lot of the females that I've dealt with over time, usually they are the most ferocious. They are meaner than I am. But at the same time, that's one of the reasons why she shouldn't be out there like that because she'll end up in a fight every day. As far as me, I have a different tact. I know that I gotta, like because of my size, I gotta, kind of redirect some energy and, maybe think it through a different way. Whereas, a female, she feel like she getting played, she ready to put her hands on you. You
Well,
know what
let's
I'm
talk
saying?
about
So
that a bit, Amina.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like
wait,
women can be just as strong though.
yeah, and they could be
I know
abusive.
kids that grew up in a household, this single mom, and the boy and girl came out way better. So
Well,
it's
well,
just it depends on the dynamics and the roles and
well, what
and
about
what the woman
abuse?
instills.
Because
Well,
that's another
yes,
part of this. Because Mina, I want to hear your perspective because we don't get female perspectives that much. But women, I'll be saying women abuse men all the time. A lot of times it's psychological and emotional, and like like they got them. Even with you making more money, you got to make money and pay all the bills. Or I make more money than you. You not a man. or just psychologically or even physically beating them up, because I've seen all of that. So but with our society, it's like a man is not supposed to get abused, so he can't complain about that. My wife is abusing me. If I say that, then I sound like a wuss.
Yeah, and there's only one domestic violence center for men in America right now. There's only one.
Well, and that's
That's
probably because
terrible.
I mean, you know, it doesn't happen as much as you might think. I mean, yeah, like
I
And
think
I
it
think
happens a
that's
lot.
misguided
I think it
because
happens a
it is
lot.
not as
I got abused.
mainstream.
I got abused
what?
more
Not
than
as
one.
mainstream.
Got more than one ex that abused me,
And
bro.
they're afraid to come forward and say anything because it makes them look less than.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna
okay
tell
Well,
you
with.
right now, bro.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you because now yeah. Excuse me, Amina, but I think that yes, women tend to be a little more aggressive with their emotional. Like as far like y'all don't really know how to control your emotions all the time, and yeah, something sporadic might happen. But she's such a small little thing. A little hit ain't gonna hurt you that much, and then that way, I mean, you just have, hey, do that shit
It
again. I
doesn't make it
promise.
okay.
No, I'm not saying it makes it okay, but as far as having sinners for men, I mean, unless you really just that weak, because if she turn around,
No, bro, you talk
yeah,
about just not gonna hurt that bad. These people getting abuse over time, and psychological
okay,
abuse is the worst.
all right,
They
but I mean, but at the same time, you don't have to sit there and
Oh,
take that shit.
Well, you say the same. You could say the same thing to women, and you wonder why women stay in relationships. It's really complex. The point
Okay,
of it is that just like women get abused by men, men get abused by women, and it happens often. It's not a small thing. It's just that our society doesn't want to like deal with that, because it's like, you're a man, you're supposed to deal
well,
with it.
I can only speak from my point of view, really. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I've had a female that has attacked me, and I like, all right, you say, all right, see, you got that one, but you do it again, I'm not gonna be as kind. And if they choose to go at that again, I'm gonna go on and put the smack down and let them know that I'm serious.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you still
mean,
talk about just physical. You bringing it just to physical abuse. You got
well,
emotional,
yeah,
psychological. You got different forms of abuse.
and I get that, but I mean, I'm pretty witty. If somebody try to come at me on the, on like I'm probably gonna hurt their feelings way more than they can hurt mine. Like, I mean, if we gonna go there, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a game you want to play. I'm gonna give you fair warning. You don't want to play that game with me, and if you keep trying to talk shit, all right, um, I mean, everybody's got some kind of downfall, some kind of, you know, something that can be talked about. You know what I'm saying? What I mean,
But
bro.
my point is the gender fluidity, and that's what I want us to keep coming back to, because it's like you said that women tend to be more emotional, but what I was saying earlier before you came on is that people have different spectrums of it. You know what I'm saying? And uh, being more emotional is not necessarily a feminine attribute. It's more of like a left brain. I compared it to left brain, right brain is much better than calling it masculine and feminine, because people get lost in that, because men could be very emotional, and women, and you can have women
Yeah,
who are
no, no,
stone
no, no.
cold.
Well, no, but see, no, because see, the difference is because we're both emotional beings. Is that women end up being a little like they're not taught to be as controlled with
That's
their
the point.
emotion.
The point is the society has determined that women, it's acceptable for them to be emotional, and they are supposed to be emotional. So therefore, they do it to act out their gender role.
Yeah, but I prefer a tough man than a tough woman. Like, I'd rather see a man that's gonna, like, I mean, I want a soft woman, and if that means, They,
That
you know,
that has to do with your preference, and that's what
I
I
guess
was
so.
talking
Yeah.
about too before. Because like sexual preference is not necessarily related to this. As far as like I say, where they fall on the femininity, masculinity, because you got very feminine men who love women. You got masculine women who love men.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you like this here. I want a I want a very calm, mild mannered woman, but if shit pop off, I want to know she right there with me. Like we ride or die. You feel me? And
I ain't gonna lie, my
that's what
chick
I
gotta
have
be
at
kind of
home because
gangster.
if
She
you
gotta be
come up
kind of
on me,
gutter.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude or female, if
Yeah,
you run up on me and my wife is in my presence and you run up on me, bro, you gonna feel her definitely.
I saw a
Like
meme.
you gonna feel her. Like she like you know, and it's like to have somebody that's too soft to be just standing there screaming while you getting your ass jumped. Like, nah, man, come they step in, stick a motherfucker with a fork, a knife or
Eh,
something, you
well,
know,
you
at
know,
least call the
you
laws.
know, I'm bigoted, you know,
I'm
because like I
saying,
mean, me growing up, like I've had fights with multiple guys at one time, and
I
I'm
want
just like,
somebody like a
look,
lethal
hey,
motherfucking
look,
ass.
just
Lethal?
sit
Like,
back.
nigga, you finna get it. What?
I saw a
Well,
clip.
yeah,
I saw a clip where this guy, he got slid. He kind of got jumped. It was like after the club or something. His girl was there. He was a tall guy. He got slid. They knocked him out, and then they, started running his pockets and shit. It was like three dudes, and
no,
and I showed it to a coworker, and he was like, "Nah, my girl got protocols." He said, if that happens, then them dudes is definitely a threat. Go get my pistol, and what I'm saying, take care of business. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like a protocol. You know what I mean? Like okay, yeah, I got slid. Them niggas knocked me out, but baby, take care of business. You know what I'm saying? They clearly a
yeah,
threat. So I really sympathize with that because like it's what I realized after having daughters. I realized that women don't look at men like in the ways that we think they do. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the strong protector, like of course yes, but what I mean is like if our instabilities, our imperfections, our like, the parts of us that don't add up, that's not, maybe you're not a guy who likes to like that can beat up other guys. You know what I'm saying? The chick is okay with that. You know what I'm saying? She sees you for who you are or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think that what happens is men think that women don't see them for who they are. They think that they
no,
see
no,
that
no, no,
image
no,
that they
no, no,
project. Do you get what I'm
no. But
saying?
well,
Like if
yeah, but you know, the
you
thing
kind of
about that
soft,
is,
you kind of feminine, she sees that, and if she's okay with that, she's okay with that. Like I say, like when you lose the fight or whatever it is. Like the female, she down for you. It's not like she finna go and be with the other guy because he beat you up. Like
no,
I'm
no,
trying to.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
feel like
no. I feel what
you
you. s-
gotta stand your ground in certain cases because like my wife, one of the things that we went through in the beginning, and people used to be like, "Damn, boy," like I would
You, s-
hear like her brothers and sisters like, "Damn, Daryl getting punked," but because of the
you still
person
gotta
I was,
fight. You
yeah, the
still gotta
person that
fight.
I was,
Yeah,
you
you
know what I'm
can't just
saying? Like
fold.
I didn't you know I would a lot of times I wouldn't go back and forth with her, you know, and these type of things, and I one day I heard her having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? And she was like telling somebody on the phone, like, man, I better stop testing Daryl. You know, I better because like I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that, you know, like with her, like showing that being candid and soft, yeah, she wants that, but it's like she also wants to be, and I don't mean no disrespect when I say this, she also wants you to put her in her place, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And
But
you
that's
can't be very passive with
that's
some.
not.
I'm just saying some
Yeah,
women,
that's
not
not all
all
women.
women.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to get to. But it was just something that I had to
Well,
realize, like that being overly nice and you know, and this and that all the time. Like, nah, I had to. if you will, let my nuts hang, and like, and you know, and mean what I say and stand on it and not be willing to give in. That was just one of the things that I learned in my marriage,
So
Well,
Mina,
early on.
what?
if you go, like my thing is, regardless of what type of guy you are, whether you on the softer side, you're not really a good fighter. You probably gonna get your ass whooped. I think you should still try, and like that's just one thing. Like you don't just up and start running and be like, "Come on, baby, come on, catch up." Like I mean, you
But
just
But I
but
think
like I
more of
say,
what he's speaking on is the boundaries. Because that's what I was hearing. If you have boundaries and you set the line and you're saying respect my boundaries or else, and you're not letting someone run over all over your boundaries, I mean, they're going to respect you. They're going to start treating you like, oh, okay, he has boundaries. So I mean, ideally, everyone should have boundaries, and I think
yeah,
that's more of like when you show that, hey, I said what I said, you're setting a boundary, and that's healthy, and that's good, and that's something you should do, and people respect you more when you respect yourself.
definitely.
yeah. So, but Mina, what do you think about that though? About the masculine men, like as far as like the rough hands, strong guy, willing to beat up guys or whatever. Like, what do you? What is attractive to you or not attractive to you related to that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do a man? What qualities do we have to, you know, portray to be a man or whatever? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, is there anything
Right.
that?
So I'm more thinking, like, remember when I told you earlier where I'm not trying to teach my brother how to necessarily be a man, but how to be a decent human being? That's
Yeah.
what I'd look for in a partner. And I was trying to talk to him because he was like, I just don't get any girls. Like, no one's looking after me, blah, blah, blah. And, all these girls just want you guy with the car, and I don't have that. And I'm like, you're in college, first of all, like, calm down. And then I told him, like, you have to understand that the people you want in your life are going to be people that elevate you and uplift you and are people that you can confide in and be confident with and be comfortable with. I was telling him that a lot more women are going to start looking for men who have the emotional intelligence, that went through therapy, that know what stresses them out, that know their triggers, that know why they act the way they act or the childhood trauma that they went through so they don't traumatize them or their children. I think a lot of women are more thinking about the emotional intelligence of a man rather than, how many muscles does he have or what, I think especially with as far as the rearing of children, women want emotionally intelligent men. Women want men
Exactly.
who
A man that can hold a
know how to set
conversation.
boundaries and
Yeah,
have done the healing and have done the work and made sure that their childhood trauma, whatever they went through, doesn't pass on to their kids.
exactly.
And I was
Yeah,
saying
like
that
I feel that shit. I
I
feel that
think
so. I
that
think that's so true.
I think Deuce and Pat need to get more in touch to their feminine side. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
you're a lie because I go to counseling, bro. I
Because
don't tell people that.
but
I
but
am in tune with my feminine side. Like,
but you,
hey,
you
bro,
y'all
I
won't
know
listen
more
to the
about women.
girl songs. I was talking about the music, Katy
I
Perry
do.
and
What are you
stuff,
talking about? I
and
just
y'all
don't
was
like
like,
Katy Perry. I don't like Katy Perry as an artist, but I listen to Alyssa Cara. I listen to goddamn, I forget that chick name, the one that made that song. Mama told me there'll be boys like you tearing my
so
heart.
it's
Yeah, I listen to
okay.
shit
It's
I
bro,
okay
I
to
love
listen to
it.
jam.
all of it.
It's okay to
What do
jam
you
Cardi B, Nicki Minaj,
I
Beyonce.
just don't personally like them as an artist, okay? That's what I was
Fair.
saying. I don't like okay, they're doing their thing. I get it. They're doing their thing. They're successful artists, but I just don't particularly, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even listen to rap dudes that sit up and call women bitches and hoes and I put my thumb in a butt. Like, bro, I don't need to know what you doing to your girl, dog. You feel me?
Well,
Like
and
I I don't like them because of that. And I mean not because of that, but I just don't like per se to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like
well,
Cardi B first album, I jammed it. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to it. I gave it a try. I liked that one, but her music after that, I was like, come on, man.
I'm probably not listening to that album all the way through, but I mean, I do like different songs by those different artists you mentioned. But I'm totally happy with me.
Bro,
I like men.
I'm very in tune with the feminine. Like I know, like bro, like I literally, like I don't know why, but I took a liking into studying woman, and it's like certain things. My wife be like, oh, I heard, oh, this here, or this that, and I be like, oh yeah, that's probably this. You should look that up or whatever, and you know what I'm saying. And I've been to her OBG appointments, and I'm like, yeah, I was telling her that it was probably this and this and that, and the doctor was like, this dude
And
here, like, girl, he a keeper.
I'm very sensitive. So I mean, I mean I don't know what what
But when y'all
because
talk, I feel like y'all not confident in your masculinity or femininity, or you're not confident in
no,
it,
I
and
feel like you're being judgmental because like
because
you're not in enough situations with me to really be able to say that.
yeah,
Nah,
well, just from us talking
I'm
on the show,
confident in it. I'm confident in it, bro. Like
be,
I
because
don't
like me
have a
being able
problem
to
with being
say,
sensitive. I'll cry in front of you in a heartbeat, bro. Like for real. Like if I'm emotional, but I'm very emotional. Get in my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it. I don't do it in front of everybody, and that's just a part of how we grew up. Grew up. You know what I'm
but
saying?
it's
But
like
people
me
that know
saying,
me,
it's me saying I feel, I was abused by a woman, you know what I'm saying, but I'm comfortable enough to say that, you know what I'm saying.
I didn't see nothing wrong about that because my wife and I had a altercation where it was like bro, I was dodging her swings and punches, and I knew if she would have hit me, made connected, that shit was gonna hurt. And I told her straight out, I say, look, man, I'm not finna put my hands on you, I'm not finna touch you, but what I will do is call League City PD on your ass. You keep it up. That's just as
Well,
simple as that. I got called all kind of bitches and hoes. You gonna call the police on you goddamn right. Cause if
Well,
I hit you, I lose everything.
I was emotionally abused. Let me read the comments. It says,
I've been
"Yo,
there too.
it says your consciousness has no gender, but the physical body is different because of hormones." And then he says, physical abuse for female aggressors are less believable because the male has the muscle to escape and get away, while male aggressors might be so much more physically stronger than females.
is that Elliot or Doc?
That's
Bro,
Thriller, Brendan.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been I've been emotionally, mentally abused. Like, bro, I'm telling you, I don't put my shit out there, but the past 3 years in my marriage, it's been a lot. You feel me? It's been a lot. And I just don't speak up on it because I don't believe in putting my business out there to just some any motherfucker. Now, if somebody having a conversation, and I resonate with it, then I may insert. But
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm very emotional with with the person, my significant other. I mean, when I'm with guys, I'm not gonna be all I don't, like. I mean, if I'm going through something and I decide to have that conversation, yeah, you might see some of it, but at the same time, it's just like you know, I've already like learned how to deal with certain things on my own because that's how I spend most of my life is that way. You know what I'm saying? So
What about being
even
sensual and showing affection in public, and like, how do you feel about that? Kissing in
mm,
public,
mm, mm, mm,
so being sensual. How do you
no,
feel
with your
about
girl in public,
sensuality anyways, like in sex?
no,
Do
no,
y'all
because I'm a big proponent of like I'm against that. Public uh affection and all that kind of stuff because not as far as holding hands walking through you know maybe from time to time just like just a kiss on the cheek but like all like I don't like I just don't believe in all that because there's a place for all of that. You go out in public and heterosexuals are doing it, then now that sets a tone for others to come out and start trying to do it. No, I don't think that I think there's certain things that's for a certain place. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, like you said, holding hands, just walking and smiling and laughing and having fun with a person. Yeah, I think that's like very, you know, very much okay. But as far as all of that, goo goo gaga, I'm, like making love to you, kissing, all sensual, like all that kind of stuff in public. Nah, that's kind of like a show.
Well, let me take it to another level. So, what about in sex? How do y'all feel about sensual, being sensual? Like, do y'all have like
Oh,
a
it's a
ritual in
necessity.
sex,
It's a
or
necessity.
yeah, do you have a build up time? Do you have a like some kind of like mental foreplay, some kind of like, you know, do what about like when
Well,
y'all touch each other? Do you touch each other in other parts that's not the private parts? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, I think all that stuff really kind of begins like, let's just say you're preparing for a great weekend. Monday is a good day to start trying to, trigger those thoughts and getting her into, like, you send text messages that, whether it's, sensual or, even freaky, just saying, like just being there, just triggering her mind to certain things to where she, oh, this dude, this boy, you better sit down, you better stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, you start all that process
So
like you're doing it all week long. I mean, shoot, even right afterwards, it's just like those communications, the smacks on the butt, and whatever it is that's your thing. Y'all communicate. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. It's the yeah. uh, those things.
Let me read the comments.
I
Brendan
like the
says, yeah, I
holding and
love that. I
kissing
think
on the
it's better.
forehead as you're laying in the bed, holding her, kissing on the forehead,
Yeah, I think cuddling and
saying
stuff
little
is like
things.
the best part. Like, and another part I'll be saying is anticipation is the best part. Let me read the comment. Brendan says, throughout adulthood, I had many setbacks with self control, and I had to identify my triggers and boundaries. I go to therapy, and recently I checked into a hospital because of multiple issues. I really believe it has opened my eyes to a lot of hurdles I never would have seen coming. Now, when they come, I know how to handle them. It's a more stable approach than to never acknowledge your weakness and vulnerability. It just fills the void of lack of awareness. It's like studying for a test. He says, because life's going to test you.
Interesting.
I think that, mental health, bro, like, and see, a lot of the triggers, a lot of the issues where mental health comes in is from, a lot of these gender roles. Like, I mean, not just this, but I mean the society roles that society forces you into with these boxes, right? And then you feel like you don't fit into this box properly. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of makes you, it off balance. So this has a lot to do with mental health, because like I was trying to explain, is that I feel like a lot of us is brainwashed when it comes to these gender roles.
Well, I mean, the thing is, regardless of that, whatever how comfortable you feel in your skin, and the person, because I mean, a lot of times you're gonna attract the person that you're matched to. Like, and that's just without like really even trying. But if if they're trying to be over aggressive because they see that, then I mean, that's probably not a good match. Overall, like if they're trying to mentally abuse you, physically abuse you, whatever, that's probably not a good relationship to be in. But overall, I think that, whatever kind of temperament you may have, in most cases, you're attracted to, or they will be attracted to you because of what they like. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, whatever, you got to be comfortable with yourself regardless. You know what I'm saying? And also, I mean, you got to speak up for yourself. I mean, is it in your own energy to get used or to allow people to treat you bad? I mean, sometimes it's not even quite because I mean, we can say yeah, it's the person's fault for abusing you, taking it to that step. But sometimes, I mean, and women test men. Period. Like if you just that weak, you know what I'm saying? Like most likely y'all wasn't gonna be together for a long period because you won't even stand up to her. Like how can just as a human being, whether you want to say it's a male role, female role, whatever you call it, like you you know what I'm saying, like you're not gonna step up, like speak up for yourself. Sometimes they do need you to tell them to shut the hell up.
That's what I be talking about, bro. But I don't think you hear it though. Damn it, I was gonna say something and I lost it because that last comment you made turned me off. Yeah, sometimes you need to tell them to shut the hell up. Shit,
I mean,
emotional woman.
well, it's not even like that. I mean, like I said, it's more on the aggressive side. Like if they're being aggressive to you, like if they're being mean to you, it's like, look, you need to shut that shit up. Like, look, don't make me. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me pull out a freaking Usher some Usher lyrics.
These are my confessions.
You you make me, you make me. Like I don't know, man. I just,
Well, wait,
bro.
but that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to give props out to Brendan for sharing, his thoughts and that that he's getting help, and it's I think that's another thing, with our community, right? Especially with men, like you're supposed to be like we're talking about abuse and shit, and how there's nowhere to go for men to get if they're being abused by their wife and shit. So, but then this is the thing, like you also it's embarrassing to go get mental health, right? It's like you're a man, suck it up, right? So that's why I'm saying giving props to Brendan for having the balls, the nuts, the strength to get help. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, and I'm glad he is. I mean, but I honestly, it's been like I know over generations, like that's one thing in the black community. It's like they don't really push for that because I guess they feel like it's something that goes, like as far as your family is concerned, it's like a lot of times they feel like, oh well, what you have crazy because of me, or like I don't know, like it's a weird thing. I mean, I've never really saw anything bad with somebody going to counseling. You know, honestly, like I mean, if I was to go to counseling, it would be because of the relationship I had with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, let's explore that a bit. Amina's a psychologist almost. Help him with the daddy issues. Let me read
but
Brendan's
see,
comment.
but that's the thing. I've identified most of it, and like I know why I'm angry with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, like it's certain things, and like the I don't even have to really balance it because like I love him as a person because he's my dad, but it irritates me a lot that the way he handles things. So I mean I'm willing. I mean if she wants to go through that, I'm cool.
I can go through it tomorrow if you'd like. I gotta go to sleep.
I was about to say
I
that.
feel
I'm
you.
about to wrap it anyways. I'm really tired. Let me read this
Yeah.
comment. It says, Moon and Sun left the right mother and father, light and darkness, male and female. However you want to define it, there is a balance of male and female of energy in all of us. If there is an imbalance, there is no harmony. And that's when you act a fool and either be too much of one thing or both. You know your role, though there is a certain time for you to be masculine and there is a time to be feminine. Like showing emotion in a sad movie, Yes, that is a time to show you're human. And I think that's your point, Brendan, is that it's
Good.
being human is all of that of the
It's an honor.
masculine and
Right.
feminine. It's all of that. Yeah, I'm a freaking wrap it, y'all. I worked already. I've been picking up shifts this week. School is out, so I've been working. And so I'm working. I worked today. I worked yesterday. That's why I didn't know if I was going to be late today. Um, I might be late tomorrow too. I don't know because I'm working tomorrow. So you said you'll be back tomorrow,
Yeah.
Mina?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Fantastic. News networks are not even getting clicks like that. So this shows like there's an opportunity for this, what we're doing here on this show,